Hey guys, it's Saturday morning on Memorial Day weekend, 2024. And I'm thinking to myself right now, every holiday weekend there are untold numbers of Christians who see people out with their families, they see people out with their friends, they see people having fun, and it just doesn't seem fair. They're isolated, they're lonely, they're feeling like God may not even be with them. It's a horrible feeling. And I want to tell you, you don't have to go through this alone. You may feel lonely, but you don't have to be alone. When I was a military chaplain, I remember there were so many times, there were so many young soldiers, and believe it or not, even officers, isolated, alone from their families. They were kind of hermits. They didn't do anything. They didn't go anywhere. All they did was focus their energy on their work. And at the end of the day, when they come to me as a chaplain and they would share their experience with me, the one theme that kept coming back over and over and over again with our soldiers was they were making choices that put them in isolation. They were making choices that left them feeling empty and alone. So what are some things you can do today? What are some things you can do that can begin to eliminate that empty feeling in yourself that says you're just alone? Well, the first thing you can do is you can begin to think about how you're feeling and processing this. How many people are you around you right now? Maybe they're neighbors that are having a picnic this weekend or a cookout. How many people have invited you to something that you said no to? Start learning how to say yes. Because the biggest reason that people put themselves in that situation of loneliness or isolation is that they don't think they're worthy. They don't think that, and you might be one of these people, right? You may feel like you are just not worthy right now of being a friend to someone. You're not worthy of being loved. You're not worthy. Those stories could not be more far from the truth. You are worthy. Worthiness comes from security. And when you're living in insecurity over perceptions or fears or anxiety or things that have happened in your past that have led you or contributed to these feelings and these thoughts, the first thing we have to do is realize who we are in God, who we are in Christ. You are His creation, created for His good purposes. He loves you, and if the Creator of all things, including you, loves you that much, you are worthy. So it starts from recognizing that worthiness that comes from God, that He loves you that much. And you might be saying to yourself right now, well, that just doesn't seem true. If it was, why isn't He doing something? Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, faith is a part of trusting Him. And when you have faith and trust in Him, then you can step out. And when you step out, you begin to experience a whole new world full of all new opportunities. Step out, have faith, trust Him, and watch what can happen. It may not go the way you want it to. It may not, especially initially. You may feel more isolated initially, but you're not, because God is with you. Secondly, my question for many people who are isolated and lonely, are you involved in your church? I'm not talking about do you go to church on Sunday morning. Going to church on Sunday morning is easy. You can get isolated just going to church. But are you participating in a ministry? Are you participating in helping and ministering to other people? I have found that when we start focusing on others, we begin to learn from them. And when we learn from them, we begin to realize that, wait a minute, I'm not in this alone. I'm not the only one experiencing these things. I'm not the only one going through these things. I'm not the only one there are people that have come before me and they're on the other side of it and they have something to contribute. When you get to know people and you begin to love people and they begin to love you, it makes a difference in your life. So brother and sister, that's where you start. Just get out and do something. Don't be isolated. Don't be alone. Don't make that choice to repeat the patterns that give you that insecurity over and over again. There are things that you can do, and when you start doing some things, it's amazing to watch what God does. Now, if you're one of those Christians that's come through the other side of that, please leave a comment, share with others, and let them know that they are not alone.